Hey everyone! Today I'm building a rundown trailer for my Sims 4 story featuring Twin B, or aka Raine Holloway. She is the unforgotten twin who's been struggling her whole life. This is her first real shelter, a tiny one-bedroom trailer that's kind of tucked into the edge of town, surrounded by trash and weeds. The furniture's torn and worn, the appliances don't work, and her only outlet is the easel out front where she paints to survive emotionally and financially. I use a lot of cluttered items like secondhand decor, cracked siding, debug items like trash piles, old tires, to really sell that rags to riches aesthetic. To her, this isn't just a house, it is part of her story. For a little bit of a backstory on Rain Holloway, she grew up learning to be independent early at the age of 16. She left the foster system and struck out on her own, working odd jobs to survive. Despite her hardships, she has carved out a life for herself in a small rundown lot. We are currently building in Willow Creek, the Foundry Cove neighborhood in the Creek Cabana lot. Though life has been tough, she is resourceful. She's strong and resilient, caring, and has a quiet determination. So the goal with this is that she's living in a grungy fixer-upper, maybe with some handmade touches that kind of reflect her creativity. I would like to use some of her own paintings as she progresses and hang those up a little bit everywhere throughout her trailer and maybe give her some pops of color just to show how much of a creative sim she actually can be. So here you can see we've gotten most of the outside of the house done. We've got the shell, put some siding on. I'm going through the outside of the house. I'm going through and adding in some of the landscaping. Sorry. I'm just really trying to grunge it up and make it have that overgrown look where you can tell that no one's really been living here for quite some time and that essentially it's been abandoned. There's weeds everywhere. I'm going to go in and add a little bit of terrain paint and then continue to wrap the overgrown bushes around the entire outside of the trailer. I really want to try and hide much of the foundation as possible to kind of give it that look like it's just been sitting on a trailer frame and there's not much of a foundation. I'm going in and I'm adding a bit of holes in the roof, trying to make it look overgrown, adding different types of plants to the roof so you can really tell and drive home that this lot has been abandoned. And then I'm going to go ahead and add dirt and grunge to the outside of the building, scuff marks, mold going down the sides of the walls, cracks, holes in the building, and then just cover the entirety of the trailer. Again, just really driving home the fact that this lot has been abandoned and is in some serious need of some TLC. And then I also thought it would be fun to add in a little bit of graffiti so you could tell that this trailer has been sitting for a while and that maybe some of the local troublemakers came through and tagged the building because they knew nobody was staying here. And I thought it would be fun to put down a mural and actually move it out into the road for her to practice her spray painting. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the inside of the trailer, starting with the bathroom first. And it was really hard for me to find items that looked like they were run down and old. So I kind of went with the story that, whoever originally bought the house just threw in the cheapest things that they could find so they had somewhere to use the bathroom while they were renovating the rest of this trailer. We went ahead and we found a cracked tile for the floor and added tile to the walls and then really added the grunge and the nastiness to the entirety of the bathroom in and of itself. The walls are moldy, different cracks and stuff. And here I was trying to see if I could place the cracks over the mirror because we don't have any mirrors that are small that go over a sink that have cracks in them, at least not that I've come across. So if anybody knows, please drop it down in the comment section below for what it is, because I have not been able to find one, and I do own all of the packs. And I just would really like to be able to um, have one that I could use if it's even a thing. Um, I went and added some cobwebs to really give it that dirty, abandoned feel, and then added some more cracks to the floor, holes to the walls, all of that. At one point, I'm pretty sure I added some newspaper. Yeah, here we go. So I added some newspapers down and I put a bucket to maybe signify that at one point the sink was leaking. And then we jump on to the kitchen. I was trying to find some rundown counters, but I didn't want to use the ones that came in City Living because I think they're kind of ugly. So I went ahead and used a wooden one that could come across as dirty and just wanted to do some plank flooring, added some wallpaper that's really nasty and old just to, it's dirty. It needs major repairs, major updates. I was trying to find something to cover the windows to give it a boarded up look, but I could not get Tool Mod to work with me. So I wasn't really able to find anything to get it to turn out the way that I wanted to. So instead, I ended up laying a whole bunch of wood pieces and plank boarding along the floor to give it, maybe she came in and she took the wood planks off and just threw them on the floor because she hasn't gotten around to take them outside yet. And then I went and added a whole bunch of clutter to the floor and put some holes around so you can really tell that, this trailer has been sitting, it's old. We've got some furniture that's been tipped over, almost like somebody was in there ransacking it, or maybe an animal came through the floorboards or through the roof and was rifling through the entire building. And then I did want to give her the appliances that you have to actually fix. That way she's got something to work towards. And she's got a little bit of a struggle and a challenge trying to actually get this trailer up and running to where she needs it to be. So I'm going to have her fix those up. And then I went through and just really tried to clutter up the house as much as possible and make it dirty and old and used looking, but still be able to walk through it if it was at all possible. Now I have not played test this all the way through, so once I put everything in, I'll go back and play test it, and I'll know if we're able to get down the hallway and stuff. Um, but until then, maybe it gives us a little bit of a gameplay where she can come in and straighten it up so she can get back to her bedroom. I just really wanted to give it that rundown feeling, holes everywhere, paintings that have scratch marks on them, like an animal got loose in the house and just tore everything up. You can just tell something's run amok in there and it's been sitting for a very long time. And then finally, we're going to go through and we're going to add the dirt and scuff mark and holes and everything else just to really finish up the space and make it look as dirty as possible in The Sims 4. Maybe a little bit unsafe for a real life person to live in, but don't worry because Raine, she'll fix it up, make it her home. And then from here, I believe we're gonna go and we're jumping and starting in the bedroom. I found the phone length mirror that has the crack on it, and I thought it would be good to put in her bedroom, adding some more floor holes to the floor, giving her the cheapest bed, a little bit disheveled, broken lamp, torn rugs, and dirt and grime everywhere. And then I went and put spider webs back through most of the house as well because it gives her something to clean up. And I'm probably going to go in and add some lot traits as well, like creepy crawlies, stuff like that, just to really fit with the aesthetic of the build. So it kind of looks like, dirty, nasty, creepy crawlies and spiders falling on you while you're playing through the building, just because it would fit with the storyline. So here we went ahead and are in the main entryway. It's just kind of a catch me all, like maybe the previous owners were moving in and just dropped everything and then left. Didn't actually get around to fully furnishing the house. Um, really cluttered and tight and cramped in this area. And then here I tried to go outside and show you, you know, adding the dirt in the build, but unfortunately, when the last update happened, tool mod broke, and I went in and started to play in my Forever Friends event save file that or lot that I have, which is also in my Forever world. And because I didn't realize what I did and that I had mistakenly did that because I didn't know the tool mod was broken at that time, I could not go back and revert to an old save file because all the progress that I would have made for the Forever Friends event would be gone and lost. So I'll have to go back at some point and add all the clutter in. Maybe I won't. I'm not 100% sure if I want to or not. All right, so here if we go around the building, you will see her easel, which is going to be a fundamental part of her story. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in through the front. Well, I guess go through the only door because there is no exit door. So as you're walking through the front main door, you're gonna walk into the little entryway, and you can tell, that the roof's falling apart. There's some greenery growing through really dirty, nasty, cluttered catch me all. You can tell stuff was dropped and people left, and there's not much more going on. And then going through here, you have the living room, kitchen, dining area. It's very small, very cramped, very dirty. You've got the rundown kitchen with the broken appliances that she'll have to fix up over here. And then on this side, you have the living room, dining room area, some holes in the floor. Continuing down the hallway, you will go here, and then on the left, you will have the bathroom again. Very dirty, very gross, definitely needs some major TLC. And then back out to the hallway. If we continue down, we will go into her bedroom. You can tell she just kind of dropped off some luggage, a little suitcase over there. She's got a mirror, some window coverings, essentially everything to be livable for her, but probably not the safest, especially with the holes in the floor here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll fix that through gameplay. I think I'm gonna go through and add some ceiling paint on as well, just so it's a little bit more dirty and not so stark white. But yeah, you come back out through this way, and then you go down the stairs and then down the front, and then we're back outside. Now, if you want to go to the back of the building, it's just a little bit of greenery, a little bit of overgrown. And then you've got a fence that's falling down, same thing along the side here. And then if we go up to the front and then dart over to the other side of the trailer, you can see that it's just really overgrown, overgrown, and just really needs to be fixed up to look nicer. So yeah, that's the entire speed build with the final look through everything or essentially that we've done for her. Um, if you would like to download the slot for your own gameplay, this build is available on the gallery. My gallery ID is just Wispy Companion, same as it is here, and you'll be able to find it rundown trailer. In order for the trailer to work though, if you want to download this slot, and I did go back through and test play this slot, you have to remove the trailer frame from underneath the trailer because it's not playable with the trailer frame under there. So please make sure if you do download this that you remove the trailer frame, otherwise your sim won't be able to walk through the house. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're alerted when more videos like these are posted. I do have more coming up. I am going to be posting another Forever Friends event save file, but focusing more on the Enchanted by Nature gameplay. So keep an eye out for that because that'll be coming soon. And then I think from there, we're going to go ahead and create the next build in the Forever save file, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure how much time I'll have to record this week. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.